Here's your script with all timestamps removed. Just Kelly Clarkson, a powerhouse vocalist and one of the most beloved voices in American music, has long inspired her fans with not only her talent, but also her authenticity, strength, and resilience. Recently, she opened her heart to the public in the most vulnerable way possible with a tribute to her ex-husband Brandon Blackstock, who passed away at the age of 48 following a brave and private battle with cancer. The announcement came shortly after Clarkson cancelled her remaining August studio session dates in Las Vegas, citing a deeply personal reason that has since become devastatingly clear. On what would be her final public message before Brandon's passing, Kelly released a heartfelt post to her fans. "Unfortunately, I need to postpone the remainder of the August studio session dates in Las Vegas. While I normally keep my personal life private, this past year my children's father has been ill, and at this moment I need to be fully present for them. I am sincerely sorry to everyone who bought tickets to the shows, and I so appreciate your grace, kindness, and understanding." Though at the time her message was cryptic, many fans sensed the weight in her words. Now, with the news of Brandon Blackstock's passing confirmed, that post reads as a mother's desperate plea to shield her children from further pain and to offer them her full presence as they braced for the unimaginable. It was a quiet, dignified call for compassion, one that signaled something truly profound was unfolding in Clarkson's personal life. Brandon Blackstock, a prominent music manager and the father of Clarkson's two children, River Rose and Remington Alexander, fought cancer with dignity and strength, far from the spotlight. The details of his diagnosis were never publicly disclosed, in line with his deeply private nature. Despite their marriage ending in divorce, Clarkson remained by his side during his illness, prioritizing their children's well-being above all else. Sources close to the family revealed that Clarkson spent the final days with Brandon, ensuring that their children were surrounded with comfort and love. She made it a point to be present, emotionally available, and strong even in the face of tremendous heartbreak. "Thoughtful. It was always about the kids," one family friend said. No matter what happened between them, Kelly never let that interfere with their roles as co-parents. She knew how much Brandon meant to their children, and she made sure they were able to spend those last precious moments together. Clarkson has often spoken about love, heartbreak, and personal growth through her music. Her vulnerability has been her superpower, and now more than ever, her life seems to echo the lyrics she's sung so many times. In light of Brandon's passing, songs like "Because of You," "Piece by Piece," and "I Dare You" take on a new heartbreaking resonance. Despite the difficulties that marked the end of their relationship, including a lengthy and public divorce, Clarkson never wavered in her acknowledgement of the bond they once shared. Theirs was a marriage filled with both joy and pain, laughter and challenges. They met in the music industry, where their professional partnership eventually blossomed into love. Married in 2013, they shared years of memories, growth, and the shared experience of parenting two beautiful children. And even after they parted ways in 2020, that shared history remained a foundation upon which they continued to raise their family. In an emotional private statement to friends, Clarkson reportedly said, "Sad, we didn't make it forever, but we made something real, and that something gave me two of the best parts of my life. Brandon was their hero. I'll make sure they always remember that." Brandon's passing marks the end of a profound chapter in Clarkson's life, one that includes love, music, family, conflict, forgiveness, and ultimately loss. He was a man who stayed largely out of the limelight, but his impact on Clarkson's life and career is undeniable. During their marriage, he managed her career and played a vital role in some of her biggest decisions. Their dynamic was complex, but it was also filled with passion, creativity, and deep emotional investment. In the wake of his death, Clarkson chose not to make a grand public spectacle, but rather to retreat quietly, choosing family over fame and silence over statements. She opted to mourn in the only way she knew how, with dignity, grace, and devotion to her children. The last few days leading to Brandon's death were reportedly filled with peace, forgiveness, and reflection. Clarkson made sure their children had the opportunity to speak with their father, to hold his hand, and to be present during his final hours. Thoughtful. She wanted the kids to have closure, said one source. Sad. She wanted them to remember that their dad loved them till the very end. As tributes poured in from colleagues, friends, and fans, Clarkson remained private, issuing no formal public eulogy beyond her original post. Yet those who know her say that her grief is being channeled into something profoundly beautiful: music. She has returned to songwriting, pouring her emotions into lyrics that reflect the deep sadness, gratitude, and bittersweet memories of a man who once meant the world to her. Industry insiders have hinted that Clarkson may eventually release a project in Brandon's memory. While no official announcements have been made, those close to her believe it's only a matter of time before her pain transforms into melody, one that will surely touch the hearts of millions. Huckles. She's writing again, one friend confirmed. Whisper. It's raw, it's real, it's filled with all the things she's feeling, it's her therapy. In a rare moment of vulnerability during a recent closed-door industry event, Sedley, grief is strange. We weren't together anymore, but there was still love. Love for what we were, for what we built, and for the children we created. I don't know what life looks like moving forward, but I know that Brandon's presence will always be a part of it, through my kids, through my memories, and through the music we once made together. As she begins to pick up the pieces, Clarkson's fans have rallied behind her with messages of love, strength, and support. Social media has been flooded with tributes, memories, and wishes for healing, not just for her, but for River and Remy, who now face life without their father. The pain of this loss may never fully go away, but if there's one thing Clarkson has taught the world, it's that even in the darkest moments, there is strength in honesty, beauty in pain, and healing in music. She has always sung the truth, and now, as she faces one of the most personal tragedies of her life, the world waits with open arms to hear her voice once again. For now, she remains quiet, taking the time to mourn, to hold her children close, and to honor the man who helped shape so many of the chapters in her life. When she is ready, she will return not just as a singer, but as a woman who has endured, who has grieved, and who will rise once more. Brandon Blackstock is gone, but the legacy he leaves behind in his children, in the memories shared, and in the music shaped during his years with Clarkson, will live on. As she once sang, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." And while the wounds of this loss may run deep, Kelly Clarkson will continue to be a beacon of strength, not in spite of her pain, but because of it. Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock's relationship began like many love stories in the entertainment industry, full of promise, connection, and a deep bond that seemed unbreakable. Their love story, however, unfolded publicly, and over time it would also unravel in full view of the world. From passionate beginnings to a rocky and emotional end, the journey of Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock's marriage is one marked by romance, ambition, conflict, and painful lessons. The two first met in 2006 at the Academy of Country Music Awards. Brandon, a talent manager and son of country star Reba McEntire's then-husband, Narvel Blackstock, was working behind the scenes. At the time, he was still married and nothing happened between them, but fate would bring them together again in 2012 when he was divorced and working as a music manager at his father's firm, Starstruck Management, Clarkson's longtime representation. Their reconnection was instant and electric. Kelly often spoke about how she had never believed in love at first sight until she met Brandon. The chemistry was undeniable, and before long they were inseparable. They married in October 2013 at Blackberry Farms in Tennessee, in a private and intimate ceremony that captured the imagination of fans. At the time, Kelly was